Hello teacups, what's brewing? So we're back again. Excuse me with this being slightly late after my last attempt at that live stream. Oh, you guys, the longest videos ever. I apologize profusely, but it was a lot and I had to take a bit of a break. But I wanted to react to this, even though it's a short video, and to be honest, a lot of it is scenery. There isn't much in it. It is a healthier version of a video from her, and I felt that that deserved attention, because I can't sit here and say, well, I'm gonna support you when you get healthy, and then when she makes the attempt, don't react. You know, that's not really fair. So today we've got Chantal, Summer 2020 Road Trip, Come With Me, is the video I have downloaded here. I'm hoping this road trip doesn't include food, because historically speaking, her road trips include food. But we will see. Let's get into the video and find out. Ooh! Right away. Hello Foodie Beauties. We've got her health and wellness vlogger intro back. Oh, that's kind of nice. That's her serious business intro. And it means I don't have to look at the cat again, which is lovely. Ah! And outside. You guys, it's already so much better. That's a nice gazebo. It looks like a pretty area. I would say, actually, the one thing with her intro, it's a nice enough intro. I'm glad she found a use for the little light board she bought that can't be seen from the back of the videos. But I do wish, I know she just got a little clip of music that she could put over it, but I wish she'd edit it slightly so it wouldn't end quite so abruptly. But, oh, I'm glad she did it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video.
Hello.
There's a big echo in here. I just thought I'd stop and introduce the video to you guys. So today we're going to do a bit of a travel vlog, I guess you could say. Just going to show you a bit of my local area.
See, now right away, I'm happier with this. I wish she just had one voice. There's either irate or softly softly. She doesn't have to speak softly softly. She doesn't have to put that on. She can just speak to us. But she is outside, which is more than we've seen from her for a while, because whenever she's been out recently, she's been in her car and she's been doing drive-through. Like in the bright light of day, I don't usually see this from her. And it looks like a lovely day as well. I wonder where she is.
This is about an hour and 20 minutes or so from where I'm currently residing.
That's quite, she was about to say where she lived. I think the information is out there, but she caught herself in time. An hour and 20 minutes is quite far. I mean, she did say road trip. And also, when I say quite far with distances, I am very European in my understanding of distance and what I constitute a long car journey. And I do realize that with the terrain that America and Canada has, our perceptions of what is far will be very different, okay? That's a tiny bit further than I would expect for her just to go out. Especially if it's a lovely day. It's probably a lovely day where she is. She didn't have to go to this effort. But at the same time, what am I complaining about? You know, it's nice that she's gone to the effort. It's nice that she's trying at the very least to do something that isn't food. So absolute props for her for that.
And the Long Sault Parkway just reopened. It's been closed due to COVID-19. It has been reopened to drive-thrus only, though you can pull off to the shoulder as long as you're keeping your distance and walk around a bit. So that's what
I was gonna say, that seems like a bit of an odd choice then, doesn't it? If you're going out for exercise, why would you choose somewhere you can only drive through? But if she's, oh, got itchy nose, sorry guys. If she's going to stop and walk around, then that's okay then at least. But it feels like a weird choice if she's not really meant to be doing that, you know?
I'm gonna do, but it is a drive-through experience, this Long-Sault Parkway. So the Long-Sault Parkway is a series of 11 islands that was created due to the construction in the 1950s of the St. Lawrence Seaway. The St. Lawrence Seaway was created as a means of accessible travel for ships.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. On one hand, I find it a little bit of amusing how hard she's working to remember what she's saying now. She's clearly memorized a paragraph or something, but at the same time, when was the last time she went to that effort? I mean, even when she does her creepy stories, she tends to just be like, I don't know, something, and it was haunted. She doesn't tend to research, so again, I can't, why is my nose so itchy? I can't complain that she's researched something, even if it does sound very rehearsed. And she edited in a picture as well. I mean, she's trying, and I give her recognition for trying.
Trade ships, so it goes through the Great Lakes all the way out into the Atlantic Ocean.
It's actually quite interesting.
So I'm going to show you that because of the construction of the St. Lawrence Seaway, over 6,000 people were displaced from their homes. And I did show you that Lost Villages Museum area. That's taken from before the construction of the Seaway, and those were preserved there to be remembered. So we will do more exploring once that does open up.
That seems a bit odd. Here are the people we threw off their land. We've kept their houses to show you. That doesn't seem like the best way to repay that action. Surely something else should be happening there. Also, I'm wondering as she goes on, like I skipped through it quickly just to see what was in it, to see how long it would take me to react to it. But it looks like it, assuming I shut up at some point, it's not going to be too bad. But where's she going with that? She acknowledges they were displaced, I guess because given the current climate of Black Lives Matter and the conversations being had right now and how much of a hot button issue the mistreatment of people who aren't white is, essentially, at the moment. Maybe she was afraid not to mention it, but I mean, if you're going to mention it, I guess go deeper into it. And I don't know, maybe I'm not on very solid ground, my reasoning there, I don't know.
As well, things are at about stage 2 of reopening right now. So just thought I would take you on a drive. It is a very beautiful drive.
Canadians, please tell me what stage 2 of opening involves, because I don't know. I'm still on lockdown here.
So let's get to.
Oh, it looks like a lovely day as well.
All right, I'm going to turn my AC off and unroll the windows all the way down.
Really? That seems like it would be terrible for filming. Not that I'm complaining you're getting the fresh air, but that doesn't seem like it would be helpful to your microphone.
So that you can get the full nature experience. Might be a bit windy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like wind ASMR, but
not really.
When the beaches open up, you can see some water down here. There are some beaches you can pull off into.
What's she done with it? I'm hoping she's got her camera balanced on her dashboard at this point, because if she's holding it and driving, that's going to be an issue. But at least the road looks quite quiet. There's not as much chance that she's going to have an accident, but I hope she's being careful.
But this is more just a relaxing tour.
How pretty.
It's so beautiful out here. I wish you guys could be here with me in real life.
See, right there, she's going to be holding the camera, because that's the side view. Like, that ain't safe. That's not safe. Like, if you can go off to the side, park up and show it to us. I'd love to see it. Thank you for showing it. But I think there are safer ways you can do this.
I'm going to drive real slow and enjoy the scenery. I think to drive through the entire parkway is about 3 kilometers. If I'm wrong, I'll post here.
3 kilometers is actually slightly less than I was thinking. It looked like a huge area, but obviously I'm wrong. But 3 kilometers is about, what? 1 1.75 miles, 1.8 miles, something along those lines. Like, obviously, she wouldn't be capable of walking that now, but what this could be a good place for is maybe building up her stamina and seeing how far she can get each time, with the eventual goal of by X date being able to walk those 3 kilometers. That would be really good for her, because you'd be amazed, even when you're starting from literally nothing, being consistent with exercise, you'd be amazed how quickly you gain those abilities. And it could be really motivating for her, because even though it is a road, especially right now, it doesn't seem that busy, and it seems like there are some lovely places to walk, so it wouldn't be unsafe. She could park up. I'm assuming it goes in a circle. She could walk around and she could come back. Now, obviously, I know she's in a bit of a state right now physically. This wouldn't be something she could do straight off the bat, but it's a pity that it's so far away, because I think the temptation to eat in her car when she was having a day when she wasn't so motivated, and the fact that it's so far away would maybe trip her up when she wasn't feeling as motivated, because there's so much opportunity for her to do things that are bad for her health on the way, or just to excuse that she doesn't feel like doing the long drive, and or maybe her stomach's bad and she doesn't want to risk there not being a bathroom, because I don't know what facilities are available here. So there are excuses she could make to herself, having chosen this parkway and this distance, but it's such a lovely area. She could really use it well. And I mean, I have my doubts she will, because I've watched her for a while and consistency is not her strong suit, but what a lovely opportunity she's got there.
People down there. Here's a turn-off point, but every turn-off point is still sectioned off. There's different campgrounds.
I mean, that's fair, but look at that open space. Yes, you've got some places with the barriers, but she could pull off here and she could do a great walk just in that grassy area. I mean, that'd be lovely. Start with one of those fields. I'm going to walk all the way around it. You could do that.
McLaren campground. I used to camp down here as a kid and as a teenager.
Knowing what I know of Chantal as a teenager, based on the stories she's told us, I feel like she would be a nightmare to camp with, but we'll be quiet because I'm trying to be nice. How lovely. That's beautiful.
One of the camping locations, Mille Roche, was...
I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced, because French is not my forte and I don't see this written down anywhere, but an intrinsic part of me feels like that was wrong. It sounded like she was coughing up a hairball.
Named after one of the lost villages that was put underwater during the construction of the... Someone went off road there, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Maybe someone who was holding their camera and talking instead of looking at their driving? Maybe?
I love this weather. It's 28 degrees Celsius, but the humidity is low.
28 degrees. Oh, god damn. I would kill for it to be 28 degrees here. Saudi Arabia is over 40 degrees right now. And I'm dying. 28 seems lovely. What a perfect weather to walk in.
Therefore, it is tolerable. See, this parking area here is sectioned off.
So park on the hard shoulder. There's no traffic. Just pull up onto the grass.
So that we can't go park and get out.
Yeah, you can. You can do it right there. I can see it.
The website said I can park along the shoulder, but there doesn't seem to be much of a shoulder.
You and I see, I mean, the shoulder's narrow, but what are you obstructing at this point? Pull half onto the shoulder and half onto the grass. You can see the tracks where other people have done it. Just do it.
I don't know where I'm going to stop for a bit.
Here.
as things are slowly opening up, I would really like to plan some more travel vlogs.
As long as they don't include you stopping for food on the way, I am for it. Please do. I would love to see more of your country.
Places that are interesting, places that may have history, maybe
May have history everywhere. Everywhere has history.
sometimes a reportedly haunted location.
I don't
like
want
I said, that place with Rena, the skeleton park. But it all depends when things.
Actually, if she went to an actual themed place that's known for that with another person, that could be a fun vlog. I'm not a huge fan of when she goes out, she parks by like a building and says, this place was haunted. Look it up.
Things will be open up again so that I can give you the full experience.
Look how nice it is. Why are you in your car right now? I mean, with the barriers on the road, I can understand that she shouldn't get out there, but there's so much of the area that's not barriered. Why would you not stop there? If this is all this is, I'm gonna skip through it. Like
Woodlands Beach.
Yes, that's what it says.
It's closed off.
Also, did you see the track marks coming out of that? Someone took that corner hard. Look, there we go.
When the beach opens again, it would be nice because I used to go there and just lay out on a beach towel in the shade, but hey.
But this is beautiful, but there's only so much of this you need to show us. Alright, I'm gonna skip forward. Okay, she stopped. Oh, Jesus. Oh, she didn't stop. Man! I was all hopeful then. I was like, okay, perfect. But if she could pull over to let the car pass, why couldn't she pull over and get out? What a lovely spot that would be.
So beautiful here. Just want to get out here and maybe.
There. You guys, all the scenery she's been at, why would you choose a barriered area over water where you can't walk around? Of all the places. Sorry for the heavy breathing. You're moving, I'll give you a pass.
There's a boat on the water.
Oh, that's very pretty. See, this. Like, there were so many good places you could have walked that weren't the side of the road with a barrier. What? I think she just wants the water in the background, but this was a poor choice. All right, I'm not going to go on too much about it because one, I already have, and two, okay, she's walking. She's walking. Let's move on. Catching no cars come. Wonder how many laps of that she's doing, because if she's left her phone there, there's no way she's going to just leave it and do a long walk round. It looks like she's just going out of frame. So is she just gonna do like laps that far? That seems like it would be boring. You've got so much scenery there. That seems a bit of a waste. Is she coming back to her phone? Is that all she did? No, that can't be right. Hang on. Hi.
I've got my AC on because.
Guys, was that all she did? What a goddamn waste. I'm sorry, like, It's lovely that she went outside. It's lovely that she went to see the scenery. It's a nice experience for her. And outside of the house is better than inside of the house any day of the week. So I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm not giving her credit where credit is due. But even she can do better than that. She crossed the road, she walked out of frame on one side and walked back in. That's not exercise. It's going outside. That's positive. But that's not exercise. Even with the small amount she can do, and I know she can only do a small amount. I get it. She can do more than that. Rest in between. And she went back to the center and she stood there for a second. You need to do that? Do that. It's a beautiful area to do it. Bit of a weird choice where you stopped, but a beautiful area to do it. You can do more than those steps. You can.
Taking that little walk was,
You didn't take a walk. You told us, was it 2 videos ago, 1 video ago, that you run up the stairs in your apartment because it's easier. If you can run up the stairs in your apartment, you can take an actual walk, not cross a road and go out of frame, because that's what you just did.
Even being outside for a few minutes. So, but it's basically all these little pieces of land surrounded by water. It just makes for such a beautiful drive.
It would make for a really beautiful walk. Okay, the barriers here. She could park her car where the cyclist is. She could walk up the road and she could sit however far she got before she couldn't go any further. She could sit on that kind of hill that goes up, so she wouldn't have to get all the way down. She'd have a little bit of help getting back up, and then she could rest, and then she could walk back. So she would know her limit because she'd go as far as she could go, she'd have a rest, and she'd do it again. That I would count as exercise, even if it was only a small amount.
I really can't have a more perfect day.
I was going to say to waste inside the car. That's a bit harsh. She did get out and she is showing us some lovely scenery.
It's also a very nice drive to be reflective, and I've been reflecting a lot about learning how to cope with obstacles in my life.
It's always good to reflect. What obstacles are you discussing here? Because a lot of the obstacles in your life you bring into your life. And maybe that's what you're reflecting on. But I wouldn't say long drives are a good time for that, because your focus tends to be on other things in long drives. And I'm sure if you did get into an uncomfortable place while reflecting, which is the most useful place to be, your instinct would be to eat, because naturally when you have the problems that you have with food, when I have the problems I have with food, you've used food as a coping mechanism for so long. If you have an uncomfortable thought, you're going to eat, and your car is already a place where you can very easily get triggered, and it gives you the means to go and get any food you think of. So I don't think, given that it's such an unhealthy environment for you, I don't think it's a place to work on yourself mentally.
Just generally the direction I would love to take with my channel. And right now I've decided to just kind of make a schedule for myself and just release videos that I feel inspired to do.
It's good to have a schedule, but I would say having a schedule and doing what inspires you aren't necessarily easy partners, because the point of inspiration is that it kind of strikes at random. It's very difficult to schedule. I think you would benefit better if you want to take your channel seriously, especially if you do want to transition your content. You're going to have to be very consistent with it, which is something you struggle with. Schedule it, plan it, because inspiration is not reliable. And that's one of the reasons you don't wait to be inspired. You don't wait to be inspired to go to the gym. I was gesturing with my hand and I caught the button. Inspiration is unreliable. So go with planning, go with consistency, because when you're not inspired, consistency will allow you to continue.
And I just really felt like it was a beautiful day. Felt like taking a little day trip, road trip. Just kind of show you guys. I've always wanted to drive through this. It's been a long time since I have, but I used to come here regularly, share this peaceful nature with you guys. I know some of you really enjoy that.
I would enjoy it more if you were out of your car, but yes, this seems like a very serene and lovely place.
I wish the parks were open and not sectioned off.
I think they will be beautiful, and you could do a tour of the parks. You could pick 2 or 3 of them. We'd love to see you move more, but I think there's enough scenery there that you can access that you could do more than drive through it.
But they are. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing things I feel inspired to do. Cooking healthy food that's nourishing for my body.
The word healthy motherfucking mukbang comes out of her mouth. I swear to God, you guys. It's a slippery slope, it never works. Take your channel direction away from food. It will require some imagination from you. Take your channel direction away from food. Otherwise, you will never be able to change.
Food that doesn't harm my body.
Any food you eat on camera is harmful to your body because eating it on camera ties into your problems. So yes, you might start with you've tried that multiple times, doing healthy food on camera, and I've seen you eat meals that were perfectly fine. But the point of you eating them on camera is one of the things that's unhealthy for you.
Doesn't contribute to my food addiction, to my eating disorder.
It does.
And I also really like to bring you guys places, as I said, as things open up. Cook healthy food. Just share a bit of my life, a bit of my struggles with you guys.
I genuinely thought there was a glitch and I cut back then because she was repeating herself.
You know, I'm on the road to recovery. If I wasn't just talking to you guys, I'd probably be reflecting more on that, but wow, check this out.
Would you be? Again, I don't think your car is a healthy environment for that reflection because I think it's quite triggering.
You really have to be here in person to see the beauty of it, the sparkle on the water.
The sky is so pretty.
It's really gorgeous, but what? That sun really is hot.
To be clear, 28 degrees is a lovely day and it is quite warm, but it's not hot enough to keep you crouched in your car, yeah?
Really, really hot.
You're sitting in a car, I'm guessing in the AC, or if not, definitely with the windows open, and you've been in there for a little while now because you've been talking to us. You should not be this hot.
I like the temperature to be around 20, 23 degrees Celsius.
I mean, to be fair, me too. I've gotten a lot better. I was always hot when I was like morbidly obese. I was always hot. I was very much a winter girl. I liked being colder, but I lost the weight and now I'm cold all the time. So I can definitely stand the summer heat more now. And I'm British. Our temperatures in Britain are very benign. So a nice summer's day would be 23, 24. So I get what she's saying, especially at her weight. It's putting so much onto her body. She's exerting herself so much to do basic things. You do overheat very easily.
Looks like this is the end of things, guys. We have come to an end. And going on these peaceful drives just really helps me clear my head. It's actually, for me, a very natural anti-anxiety medication. And when I get home...
I mean, it's probably healthier than the THC at this point, especially considering how much she takes, but the car is so intrinsically linked to food. And I don't know if I really hope she doesn't eat something on camera here. That would be completely against what she's saying. But I think generally drives calm her down because usually when she's driving, she's going to get something.
I just feel more relaxed, less on edge, have a bit of a clearer head. Anyways, guys, So that was the Long Sioux Parkway. I like taking this way home. These woods are kind of creepy.
If she's on her way home right now, this is not safe. Like until the direction she's going, what side of the car does she drive on in Canada? Because if she's, I mean, even if it's her side of the car, if she's there with a camera doing this on one of the main roads, I mean, maybe this isn't one of the main roads, like this isn't safe at all. At least we knew the parkway was nearly empty.
Especially when it's getting darker, it's like all really dark in there. So I like looking over expecting to see, I don't know, Bigfoot or something, but you guys know my irrational fear of Bigfoot.
I did not know your irrational fear of Bigfoot, but irrational would be the word because Bigfoot is imaginary.
Among other things, the truth is out there. Don't copyright claim me, X-Files.
I realised it was a joke, but my mind immediately went, oh, false flagging, is that an issue for you? That is just me being a bit of a bitch.
Hey guys, I'm just heading home now. It was so nice to take you on this drive. It is so beautiful out, and...
Ah. Why would you leave that in? Like, it's so beautiful out, pull down your boob. What?
It's just an open field, the sunshine, the clean air, which you don't get very much when you're living in a city like I do, and all the trees. It just makes me realize that I think I have a goal. I think I have an inspiration.
Well, what's the goal?
That makes me want to live someday in a countryside and have my own piece of land.
I mean, that sounds nice as a kind of pie in the sky dream, but it's kind of like saying, oh, I want to go to live in Jamaica on an island separated from everything. I want to climb Everest. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Like, it's never something she's ever going to pursue, because she could find somewhere in the country to live. It'd probably be cheaper. As long as she had internet connection, she could do what she does online. But she'll never put the work in to do it. Like, not in any serious way. Long-term goals they're great ideas for 5 seconds. And that's the trouble she has generally with her weight loss, is that she's never going to do anything consistent to help her get there.
I'll see you next time, guys. So enjoy the rest of the scenery, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
She's got 2 more minutes of video. Is it all going to be scenery? Can I?
Honeys, I'm home. Where are you guys? Oh.
I thought we were going to escape the cats.
Fine then. See if I care. Hey guys.
Oh, the cats didn't give a shit. We did actually escape them.
So I'm back home here, and I'm just going to end the video for today.
To be clear, you just ended the video for today. Why did we need another 2 minutes?
I haven't been in the heat, so my hair is a bit frizzy. But I just wanted to... No fighting! Hey! I can't even do a whole video without these cats interrupting.
You could, through the magic of editing, consider it.
I'm gonna go have a shower. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Okay, everybody, that's Chantal Goes Outside, which is basically the byline of this. I think it's good that she's trying to change the direction of what she shows us. I think anything that gets her outside is a good thing. I would like her to get actually outside and actually moving, because she's still relying on her car for that. And I'm sorry, that was not exercise. Crossing the road and looking at the water was not exercise. So I think she can do better, but I'm willing, given that this was the first video and given that theoretically fingers crossed, that we should have more. She has an opportunity to build upon that. So let's take this as a base square and a foundation for what she'll do next. I'm hoping she'll continue. Obviously, that hope is a little bit optimistic given her history, but everyone, everyone can succeed. They just have to keep trying. So we're going to give her a chance, because I can't bitch about her diet and exercise and all of that and then bitch at her again if she decides to try. So here's to the attempt, and I hope we see more, and I hope we see her pushing herself more, because she has such great opportunity. So thank you so much. I will see you next time for hopefully another walking vlog.